In a world where everyone is focused with the hustle and bustle of work, sitting 6 to 8 hours at the workplace and going through a bit of the same thing on a daily basis, what do we do to wind down from all of this? There is an invisible elephant in the room, one which is often neglected but of course felt: stress. Stress is a feeling we get when we feel under pressure, overwhelmed or unable to cope. That's according to the UNICEF. In other words, it's our body reacting to physical, psychological and emotional strain. Now, the early signs of stress include low energy or fatigue, insomnia, headaches, low libido, being prone to be easily irritated, amongst others. Now, stress once in a while is inevitable, it happens. But the issue, however, is when it becomes prolonged or constant. Three of the most known signs of prolonged stress include a lowered testosterone level, which could affect reproduction in men, a weakened immune system, which could cause such an individual to fall ill, and an increased blood pressure. I spoke with Dr. Oluwatobiloba Babaniyi, a medical doctor, in a video call interview, and he shed more light on the effects of stress on the body.
For the immune system and the blood pressure, they are directly affected by the level of stress. I'd like everyone to know that cortisol is the chief hormone for stress in the body. It's the chief hormone responsible for measurement and for how the body responds and even indicates stress in the body. Now, that hormone itself is able to directly regulate blood pressure and immune system by reducing them for the immune system, and for the blood pressure by increasing the blood pressure in case of stress. But for testosterone is not directly influenced by cortisol. Instead, it is indirectly influenced by cortisol, and that is by the behavioral changes that can occur during response to stress.
Yeah.
Examples of those behavioral changes, which are one of the first things to present, is smoking and drinking, and this can greatly influence the quality of the sperm cell. Now, for the psychological effect is one of the first things that presents when you talk about stress.
Yeah. Because
it takes a while before you start seeing manifestations like illnesses and high blood pressure. High blood pressure is something that presents over a very long period of time.
Yeah.
The psychological effects are more immediate, and that's anxiety, depression, even as bad as schizophrenia can occur when excessive stress is being applied or is being exposed, the body is being exposed to excessive stress. Now, anxiety and depression can lead to more immediate behavioral changes, and those immediate behavioral changes that can occur would be smoking, as I've said earlier, and drinking, as I've said earlier, and later changes in response to stress can be as abnormal as people taking bottles of sanitizers or even harmful drugs and addictions to hard drugs.
So I guess the question we may be asking is, what do we do to forestall excessive stress? Now, it's a simple and it may surprise you: exercise. Now, exercise on its own may seem boring for some, and that is why sports is the perfect compromise between fun and exercise. Sports is the ultimate form of exercise after all. So some may want to say, well, Victor, isn't sports stressful and all? Well, you see, there's a stark difference between stress and tiredness. Stress is a feeling of not being able to cope, while tiredness or fatigue, which we feel during sports or after sports, is your body drained of energy, and so you need to rest or replenish the lost calories. Well, of course, during competitions, there could be a little bit of stress due to the pressure to perform. After all, we've stated earlier that stress is inevitable. As a side note, it is worth noting that tiredness could be a symptom of something else. So if you feel tired for no good reason, you should perhaps consult your doctor. In summary, when you engage in activity whereby you have to meet a tight deadline or doing so much at once and so on and so forth, this kind of things create stress. And when stress starts becoming persistent, constant, it becomes a problem. Now, doing sports on the other hand, you're having fun, you're staying in shape and being healthy at the same time. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. So, that being said, let's talk to some athletes as they tell us what they feel they have benefited one way or the other in engaging in their various sports. And where better place to do that than here at the National Stadium, Abuja.
Apart from tennis, like, okay, I go to gym some days, then other days I also like do other odd jobs outside also, apart from tennis too. Well, actually, like, tennis has really helped me, like, tennis like has been part of my life, because most of the time, like, if I have a lot of stress outside, like anytime I come to the court, only being on the court, like, there's so much excitement for me, like seeing everybody around, meeting all the friends that will play together every day is something very exciting for me that I see in tennis. And, like, health is well too. With more of tennis every day, I feel exercise, I play, I burn calories, and after every walk is good. Even though, like, you don't do other sports, you do workouts, you go to the gym or you do road walk, that will help you at least move, let the body move around, and, like, okay, the blood is also circulating when you're walking from one distance to another. So my advice to those people walking out without, like, coming to sport to be able to participate during leisure time to recreate is good. After you walk at least 7 days in a week is good. Okay, you beat up like 2 days or a day to be able to, like, okay, come out, okay, let me decide today I'll come out to, like, okay, I'll take like 30 minutes, 1 hour is good. You train and also you go back. So it's good you exercise, you keep the body fit.
I'm a graphic designer and the printer at the same time. I do graphic creating of logos, complimentary cards, and so on. Yeah, actually, no. When I started playing basketball, or before I started, then I was very, very, very lazy. Like, could not run, maybe just being fatigued and rusty with that. When I started playing basketball, actually, it was a friend that introduced me to basketball sporting. So, like, do it to exercise, burn out the fat in my body. And if I was bigger than this, but because of basketball and the sports, running often, I lose my shape. Although it's nice, because I believe that human is not nice also with that fat and a lot of fat in our body. It's making us weak. So basketball, like, it has really, really helped me in many areas of life, both in my academic study, because my coach always say that adult people don't play basketball. So I have to be very, very calculative. And because of that, like, being very, very calculative on the floor, like on the basketball court, applies in my academic, and it really helps me. It really, really helped me, because right now, like, seriously, I can trek and walk without being fatigued or rusty. So basketball has really helped me a lot in my body building, in my physical fitness. And I can see I don't just play only basketball. I'm involved in some other sports, like I play handball as well. They are all sports. I'm good at it, though I'm not yet professional, but I'm good at what I'm doing, and I put more effort, and I want to be better and better. And seriously, I could advise everybody to, if not basketball but other sports, involve yourself in sports. It's really help. Even if you don't want to play it as a profession, but at least it will help you to help you in areas of life. Maybe you know people, connection. It comes through sports.
Well, we've heard from the athletes. Overall, it's important to pick a sport that we can sustain and keep up with. Dr. Toby tells us some other ways we could help ourselves. Yes. So apart from sports, engaging in sports, exercise, what other things can one do to alleviate stress as well?
There are lots of things we can do, but one of the most important and simplest things that we can do to alleviate stress would be to go on holidays from time to time. Take time and break from your work. It's necessary as a human being. We say in Nigeria that body no be firewood. You can't keep repeating the kind of work in the kind of country that we are in, and you expect nothing to happen. So it's nice to understand that holidays are important, good food is important, exercise is important, living like we are human beings, remembering to live like we are human beings.
Yeah.
These are just things that help improve that quality of life.
Yeah.
Good sleep is very, very important. Without good sleep, one would definitely land himself in the psychiatric ward.
Well, you've heard it all. It's time to stand up and shake up a little. Remember, no amount of financial gain or reward is worth your health. So watch your health because it is your greatest wealth. Bye-bye.